Amaluk will live for some time with his newfound friends. As the days pass, he learns more and more about these strange nomadic people who've taken him in, and their wandering herds. Deer that depend on the herders as much as the herders depend on them. The fawns, he discovers, are surprisingly sturdy. 15 minutes after birth, they're on their feet. Fawns are born on the move and will continue to wander all the days of their lives. Twins are a rarity. These aren't even the same color. The brown one reminds him of Amaluk, his dog back home when he was a pup. He's amused at the young bucks tentatively sparring with each other. As soon as Amaluk is strong enough, he wants to begin to work his own way. When Kumanik, one of the herders, comes in from guard duty, Amaluk goes out to take his place. He's been warned that with the fawns around, right now is the most dangerous time for the herd. Killer wolves may strike at any moment. A 24-hour guard surrounds the herd. Strays are particularly vulnerable and must be constantly rounded up. Of course, this has to be done on foot. Suddenly, a pack attacks. The deer's main protection is flight. Other wolves move in from other directions. In a stampede, some deer are bound to scatter, with unfortunate results for at least one. The victim does serve to distract some of the pack, which allows the main herd to escape. It also holds up some of the wolves, which becomes unfortunate for them. It gives Amaluk time to catch up with them. Some get away, but not all of them. Amaluk has not only helped the herd and the herders, he's acquiring needed and valuable hides. Yes, Amaluk finds it's a wholly different way of life among the reindeer Eskimos. Home is where the herd is, and the herd keeps moving. The people of the deer are born, live, and die without ever knowing a permanent home. They never own anything they can't put on a sled and take with them. 3 to 6 days is the average stay in one place. Then it's tear down the tents, load everything on sleds, and take off in the direction the herd is heading. Actually, I guess you'd call them deer followers as much as herders. Births, deaths, marriages, on the move, the constant need for food, clothing, and shelter. The basics of life are the same, even here. They reach the new campsite. It doesn't look any different than the place they left. When you've seen one snowscape, you've seen them all. And a chance to stop anywhere is a welcome relief. Now it's unpack, clear space, and set up the tents again. Reindeer belong to the same family as caribou. They were brought in only some 75 years ago from Siberia to provide starving Eskimos with food, clothing, and a source of income. One phenomenon of the far north is a moving ground haze called reindeer smoke. The heat of the animals and the cold air sends up clouds of steam that can be seen for miles. Unfortunately, wolves can read those smoke signals as well as the Eskimo herders. Still, the forbidding Arctic tundra is ideal for caribou and reindeer. These are the lichens they feed on, and lichens thrive where other vegetation calls it quits. Caribou and reindeer are so much alike, it isn't always easy to tell them apart. Herders often wonder if even the animals know the difference. When a band of caribou happens to be passing nearby, the herders and their dogs have a heck of a time keeping some of the deer from joining their wild country cousins. Ever so often, it's necessary to train a new sled deer. First, to select a likely candidate. This is a cautious procedure because once the roping starts, the herder knows he's in for something. That wild herd will outnumber him and his dog 1,000 to 1. The sturdy, highly trained shepherd dog is the herder's long right arm. He's trying to hold them together. But when the reindeer see a man with a lariat, now that's a big job for a little dog. 20,000 thundering hooves surround him, but the herder stands his ground. These men survive only by facing up to danger when all the odds are against them. It would be easy to toss a loop into that sea of horns rushing by him, but selecting and roping the right one, that's what he's there for. But this isn't the end of it, not by a long shot. The reindeer has never fought with man before, but when his freedom is at stake, he'll fight anyone. The rope around his antlers is just so much fiber between two opposite forces. An Eskimo at one end and a 350-pound battler at the other. Training takes a long time. The desire to roam free with the herd is not soon forgotten. But gradually, understanding is established. This sled deer will become a good friend to his keeper. He will save his master's life many times on the trails of the frozen north. But summer is on the way, and in another part of Eskimo land where the landscape has turned from white to green, a river welcomes the latest mail plane. In addition to dropping off a few deliveries and picking up a few letters and orders, the bush pilot is asking if the villagers have seen or heard anything of the lost Amaluk. No one has. No, they're sorry, but after all, lost people are a common thing up in this country. And these villagers are more interested in the plane and in talk with the pilot about the strange outside world. But no, they don't know anything about any Amaluk. All right. The pilot takes off to ask again at the next village.